All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Morning Hustle. Is businessman, a philanthropist, an entrepreneur, and a maker of change, man. Right now, the conversation that we're having is protecting black art. Makes noise one time for Kevin Liles.
The legendary Kevin Liles.
Morning Hustle.
The check writer, the move maker, and now advocate. You know, the culture's been under attack, since the inception of the culture. And right now, more so than ever, a lot of people are incarcerated, due to things that have, been depicted within the art. And you're trying to create a new conversation.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, well, first off, good morning. Thank
brother.
you for having me.
Morning.
I don't think it's a new conversation. I think it's about new legislation. So we've been having this fight just to go past since 2 Live Crew. Same fight, NWA, Public Enemy, go down the list. And whenever you start something new, whenever you become popular, the devil works. Mm-hmm. And so the devil been working against hip hop, since I've been in it. I'm 4 decades now. Mm-hmm. And so the reason I came with Protect Black Art is because I felt that now we're the #1 music genre in the world. It's time for us to get a coalition of people. And so if you see the people that actually join the coalitions, this is the biggest movement around political issue in hip hop ever. You know what I mean? And so I applaud, everyone from, Warner Music Group, Universal, Sony, from Color Change to ACLU to YouTube, going down the list of everybody who joined, and especially all the artists from a Coldplay to a Drake to a 21 to a Savage to a Meg Thee Stallion. It's a blessing. But we have to protect black art, and to me, the fight is not just about pointing out the good in us or the bad in us, but we want the same rights that everybody else has. And right now, it's a lot of implicit racial biases going on around our music.
Now, it's different things. I feel like, in a way, we're kind of mixing several conversations in one, mm-hmm. right? Because when it comes to protecting black art, that's something that I could say all of us here, we have all been a part of black art, whether we've gained, listened to, or whatever the case. But some of the things, and I even myself, because I started as an artist, you started as an artist, mm-hmm. that I've even said in songs, it made me kind of look back and reevaluate, like, why am I saying things like that about my own people? I'm not saying that the music should be used against anybody mm-hmm. in court, unless, of course, you blatantly did it and you know what I mean, and you're saying that's something totally different. Mm-hmm. But why do we continue to push the need to down ourselves or speak violence against ourselves in our songs instead of, because aren't we kind of brainwashing ourselves, each other?
I mean, L'Oreal, I love you, but you're talking like an adult.
Yeah.
But when you were rapping, you were a kid. You know what I mean? And I only say to you this: if you walk out of any oppressed neighborhood, you see drugs, you see gangs, you see all kinds of things. And so rap music was created to tell a story. And at the end of the day, I believe the industry has grown to adopt rap in a place, and hip hop in a place where, because we created it. But the time when I show somebody something different, and see the thing that while you questioning what you did in your younger life, is that because you've seen something different. A lot of these kids don't see anything different. And what hip hop has done, because I don't believe Little Baby would have made the bigger picture without going through the process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't believe Jay-Z would be the man he is right now without going through the process. I don't believe LL. You go down the list of artists, and that process is, I have to do better. And you say, well, Kev, why do we talk? Hip hop was a battle the whole time. Well, Kev, why we use this word and that word? I'll have conversations about this every day. I know that I want to be better. Nice. And I think our culture needs to want to be better. But we have to do something about it. We can't just talk about it. I will never tell an artist what to say, but I'll definitely show them something different. And so that's my responsibility. You have to show them something different.
I feel like I have to use 50 Cent as an example. Okay, so where he came from and where he rapped about initially, mm-hmm. that made sense to me, because this is where you at right now. But now you're so far removed from that. Mm-hmm. You're in mansions, you're on private planes, but mm-hmm. you're still talking about robbing somebody in the hood, shooting somebody in the hood, and the bricks that you had 10 years later. Now, again, I listened to the music. It didn't, and I tell this story all the time on the show. It was actually P&B Rock's death take off so bad. Like each one I'm getting is getting worse. But what happened with the P&B Rock was I went home after seeing the story and I watched Power. And I put Power on and 50's all happy and I'm happy too, right? And 50's like, rob him, shoot him, stab him, kill him. And I'm like, this is just what happened to P&B. I'm crying over this, but then I'm listening to this, bopping my head like it's fun. And that's the only moment when I tell you this was just weeks ago that made me be like, wait a minute, why are we talking like this? And I mean, 50 don't do that no more. He's far removed.
I know, but you missing the point. It's a process, and I believe we're celebrating 50 years of hip hop coming up. I believe it's a process, and hip hop continues to grow. Hip hop continues to not only there's good and bad in everything. So you're telling me when we go to war, people die when you fight war. You know what I mean? So, but we still go to war.
Yeah.
And so to me, I feel like constraining words and it's like that's not protecting black art. That's making sure people can't tell their own truth. Well, Kevin, it's not their truth. It is entertainment. I don't believe that everything that everybody says is what they do.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I don't believe that when he said, I shot the sheriff, I don't believe he went and shot the sheriff. I don't believe that when he said, I think Freddie Mercury said, I shot a man just to watch him die. I don't believe
that was
he
Mama,
did that.
I just killed a man.
Yeah, Mama, just killed a man. Yeah, just killed a man. And then ring or whatever. I don't think they actually do these things. And so why are you holding me?
Yeah, but you're also intelligent.
No,
There's
but
a
why
lot
you?
of people
When
that
I'm
aren't.
asking you, Lauria, I'm asking you, why are you saying the hip hop should change and country's not changing?
Because I don't care about country music.
I understand, but you also care. Listen, how about this? I want you, when you talk on radio, I only want you to talk about one thing.
Yeah, no,
I don't want you
unrealistic.
to. So what I'm saying to when people say this about me, and again, whenever we build something by ourselves and for ourselves, even though it's good or bad, how about this? Let's not make guns because they kill people. How about this? Let's not make alcohol because people get drunk and kill people. How about this? Let's not make cigarettes because and all these things still exist. So why are you putting parameters on an art form with us? How about this? Francis Ford Coppola don't make another gang movie. How about this? You got on the list.
But the tricky narrative though is like, I mean, because there are some artists who actually rap about some of the things that they do.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it is a reach when courts, well, you said this, because it's not always the story with every single artist that finds themselves on trial, but especially like within drill and other like non-drill music as well, like people literally have detailed the crimes that they have done, and it has been used in evidence, and it has like, there was valid proof.
I love that. So I want to address that. So if you crazy enough to snitch on yourself, the reality
Bobby
of it is,
murdered Tekashi 6ix9ine.
it's the legislation we're trying to pass is not against that. If you say I'm going to kick in the door, rob, steal, and then you go do that particular thing, those lyrics should be presented to the judge as evidence because you actually said it and did it. What I'm talking about is the DA just said yesterday, the only time we use lyrics in an indictment is if it's related to a specific crime. So here's the lyrics they're using for Young Thug. Ready for war like I'm Russia. I get all types of cash. I'm a general. And because you said that and because they call you King Slime, you're the leader of a gang. These are.
But there was some other lyrics that I heard them mention, like early, like during the indictment, that sounded a little bit more specific. They were loose lines.
How about this? YSL, we're going overboard. I'm giving you lines from the actual indictment. YSL, we're going overboard. F the police. If I was slats and we come to eat racks and I came with some effing piranhas. Okay, what crime are you committing by telling the story?
See, but that's why I'm saying, in my opinion, it's two different conversations because I'm with you on this. That should not be able to be used against them. What I'm saying is us as a people, it's not me even attacking our own music. It's a conversation that I feel like we need to be having with each other. Influencers get paid because they influence you to do things, correct? If I wear this hoodie and everybody think I look fly in it, yo, L'Oreal got that hoodie on, some people are going to buy it. Now, if I'm their favorite artist and I'm saying if somebody disrespect you, rob them and shoot them, that maybe not everybody, Kevin. Maybe not you or I, and maybe not people with common sense. But maybe it's going to be that one person whose sense ain't so common. And they like, yo, L'Oreal said, stab and shoot anybody that disrespects me. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying with the courts. I'm saying why we can't sit down as artists and be like, all right, y'all, this is obviously impacting our community. You know how I know? Takeoff is dead. PNB Rock's dead. Trouble's dead. And I'm naming all rappers, not Justin Bieber and all them.
I know, but what I'm saying to you is, we need to have more conversation. That's not. But that's
we don't.
That goes. No, you don't.
I do.
Okay, so don't say
Every
we don't.
morning.
No, so don't say we don't, because we do. And for those of us who do have the conversations that we have behind closed doors, the conversations. Listen, did hip hop kill Jam Master Jay?
No.
Did hip hop kill PNB Rock? Did hip hop kill Takeoff?
See, I don't know though.
No. I know. I want to. No, a person used a gun to kill somebody.
Yeah.
That did the Uvalde massacre, the church, when the guy went in and killed the church, was that a form of music? Are you putting a form of music around? What music did they listen to? Are you putting a form of music around mass murders?
Oh, there's a larger conversation at hand, and it starts with gun control and
that's
the easy
Yeah, I know, but
that.
this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Let's not have the farce over your eyes, because the reality of it, this is about legislation, gun control, oppression, racist act. This is about all those things, because we are people that came and were brought here, and we've been taught to survive. We've been taught to figure out what, and then we create our own. Every time we create our own thing, then we get so educated to the point where we don't really understand that we have a multi-billion-dollar business. What do we employ? How much money do we spend? What is all these things? And it's the same thing with any business. And I keep saying, if you want to change it, you start with yourself. Hip hop's not raising my kids.
Well, you just called me an adult because I said I don't think we should be talking like that. And
but I have to tell you,
though.
I know you are. I have to be honest with you. Like my kids listen to everything. I got a 24-year-old, 22-year-old, 11 and 8-year-old. But I'm in their life, and I'm talking. But you got some parents that not in their life, and so to me, hip hop. Please don't let hip hop raise your children. Please don't let hip hop put your morals in your family's life. No, that goes for mother and father. And we got to stop blaming other shit for the acts that people are doing. And gun control is so bad. Drugs in our community is so bad. Lack of investment into oppression and racism and anti-rhetoric, all that stuff. I don't agree with any of this shit.
But if we know that, then why do we put out songs, Percocet, Molly Percocet, and we back them though, Kevin?
No, it's not. No, it's not about.
I sing it too.
It's not. I understand it, and what I'm trying to tell you, it's not that I'm backing them. I made a medium, so people to be able to express themselves, and it's called hip hop.
Yeah.
And the same thing you're talking about in country music. You know, you can do Drive and I Went and Shot a Man and blah blah blah, but you're not. That don't mean people go do it. It's entertainment. That's all.
But there is a energy that comes with some of this stuff. That's a dark energy, a low vibrational effect that falls on the people, and there's so many other things on the artistic palette, right? For every artist that you have that promotes a very aggressive energy and lifestyle, you have people that don't do that. People that may not necessarily get radio play but could pack out a festival that'll sell out the Tabernacle if they announced they was performing in 24 hours. Why doesn't the industry balance the table a little bit more and lead with some of those artists as opposed to gravitating?
Is it the industry or is it what people want to consume? How about this? Why do people listen to the Morning Hustle instead of a gospel station?
Content and not even the musical content. I mean, I think the music glues them in place while we reset the next conversation. We have no control or bearing over what songs get played on the Morning Hustle, even though we wish we did, right?
And
however,
you can't say a lot of stuff. Be clear, I can't say anything on this show. Like,
okay,
to be honest.
I understand, and because you work for somebody, an artist works for themselves.
They're signed to the label.
They work for themselves. I'm a vehicle for them. It's like they don't work for me. See, that's the other misconception that people have. No, artists are independent businesses. They have partnerships with people who fund them. I'm capital. I'm an advisor. I'm a seed investor. And you look at it like, oh, the record label. No, all I do is provide an opportunity, and I raise men and women. And I can go down a list of people that what they sign, they're a bit different person now.
Yeah.
So I'm high school, college, master's degree, whatever, and I'm with them every day of their life. Do I feel bad about the things that have happened? I feel bad about things that happen in hip hop, things that happen in the world. I feel bad about a lot of things.
Yeah.
But to sit and say hip hop killed somebody?
No, I don't think that's what the narrative. I think it's more so that we are influencing ourselves to do things that, or we're saying things in music that I just feel like we should start trying to clean up. And when are we going to do it?
And we are doing it. It's just that it's not being consumed at the scale that it's the #1 record in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But we are doing it.
It's a slow process. And shout out to you, because about a year and a half ago, smack dab in the middle of the pandemic, you guys got behind us and helped find a song that was going to like reflect the times and create change. So shout out to you, because you are actively putting in the work. But I do want to ask, how do you feel like we can do a better job at controlling our narratives and also protect our artists, not just from a legal standpoint, but also from a financial and physical standpoint as well? Because, so many people within our culture are in the crosshairs, whether you're like really in the streets doing street life stuff or you're actually in your community trying to change it, a la a Nipsey Hussle. How can we better prepare these people for, being in the business, protecting themselves in all of these ways so they don't end up another statistic?
So I think you're talking about life, man. I don't think you talk about music. I don't think you talk about hip hop. I think you're talking about life.
But when you look at some aspects, even in sports, they started doing a lot better job of making sure the players were a little bit more financially literate, so they don't end up another broke statistic who like got in it, in the league for a couple years and then fell on hard times.
I understand it, and the NBA, the NFL, and in the music. Before I give somebody a check, here's what I tell them.
Okay.
Take half for taxes, put away half, and make sure you do something for your mother. I need you to hire this business manager. I tell them. At the end of the day, at 16, I wrote the big record, whatever, $1 million check. I don't know what I did with that, because we're first generation money. We don't really know, but it takes time to go. All I know is my kids have trust. I have a will. I got set up things, but it's the maturity of where I am. But you have that kid. You say, what can we do? Well, make sure that mother and father raise that child. Make sure they have a conversation. But what if the mother and father don't know what a trust is? What if the mother and father don't have the business people around? And all I'm saying to you is this is such a bigger issue. And this is the issue that comes out of oppression, out of slavery, because, again, we're first generation people making money.
Right.
And at the end of the day, your son will care more about money than you did at a young age. Your daughter, your son will care more than when you did, because you're now experiencing it. So don't guys, we cannot let this is not about a hip hop thing. It's not about NBA, NFL. It's about life of us all. We have been oppressed people for so long. We've not had access for so long, and now we're getting access, and so we're learning about it.
100%.
Well, real quick, they're saying you got to roll in a second. Before you go, how is Young Thug and Gunna holding up, with all the things that are going on right now?
Listen,
No way,
listen.
yeah.
I want to say this, Head Crack, and don't take it wrong. I can't normalize jail.
Yeah.
I can't normalize being in a box, not being able to take care of your 6 kids. I can't normalize not being able to hold your mother's hand as she's going through something. I can't normalize how they doing. How the fuck would you be doing?
I mean, terrible. I'd imagine.
Okay, I want you. But now, one thing I do know about our people is that we came here in chains. We've been locked up our whole life. Even mentally, we're still locked up in some particular case. So is Thug going to be all right? God willing. Is Gunna going to be all right? God willing. Is Cleveland Ave going to be the same? God willing, it'll get better. But if you humanize what we're doing, I know that the holidays are coming up. I know that we had to bury Little Keith and Gunna Thug couldn't be there. I know that every young kid needs a father and a mother in their life. And right now, because we're not letting these kids out on bond, we're taken away from the community. And they give so much that they're that beacon of light for Cleveland Ave. For Atlanta, they're the beacon of light. Young entrepreneurs, young stoner life. We started a business, multi-million impressions and the whole thing. I think that they needed, the whole issue is, I want a fair trial. I don't want to be proven guilty. And that's all this. This is what's happening right now. So how are they doing? I pray for them every day. I want Atlanta to pray for them. I want the world to pray for them. I want wherever you syndicate it. And I want you to just think that's somebody's son, that's somebody's, brother, that's somebody's father that can't be a contributing citizen and be a contributing family member to the betterment of them.
We seen you break down on the stand, Kevin, and you called Thug your son. You said that's like a saying. You put your wealth on the fact that you know that he is a good guy that needs to be out, right? What went through your mind before that day when you knew that you were going on that stand? Did you have any reservations about what you were going to say? Did you, because that was very powerful, the things that you said. And not everybody would do that. An executive, I understand that y'all have a tighter relationship than just executive, obviously father, son. But was there any did anybody pull you to the side and tell you not to do this?
I don't know how not to live hip hop. So by the way, I've never been controlled. I stood next to T.I. I stood next to Snoop. I go down the list of people. I believe that we cannot be in business and not be in business. So, I think about Jesus when he walked amongst the people, and even his disciples, cheaters, liars, still, he walked, but he was teaching as he went along. And I believe I'm not signing an artist. I believe I'm signing a young man that's eventually going to grow and be a contributing citizen to our African-American culture. So who am I? If my son got in trouble, I'm going to stand next to him. But I feel that these kids, honestly, I'm in their life like I'm their dad. That's or real. Uncle Kev. And how do you, other executives, I don't have a job. I don't have a job. I've never worked a day in my life.
But you wanted the top executives, just period.
No, by the way, I don't even like I said, people. Biased. I don't want to. No, I don't want the smoke that I want. And the thing that I want to be challenged on every single day is, am I better?
Okay.
Is Young Thug better being with me? Is Gunna better being with me? And I believe I make them better.
Yeah.
I believe they make me better. And so I'm not, that wasn't an executive up there. That was Kevin Liles. But you cut me open. I don't care. I'm not titled. I hate being called the CEO and the executive. No, I'm a young kid from Baltimore. At 16, I'm supposed to be dead, on drugs, or in jail. I'm 54 years old. 4 decades of hip hop.
Our narrative, and that's all I hate. That's how we. Why can't we change that?
But that's what I'm doing. But that's what I'm doing because that's what I'm doing, and it's also a lot of people doing. But you
can't say that and then change. Look, you get what I'm saying?
No. I truly believe that my responsibility through hip hop is to continue to allow the truth to be told, the stories to be told, but at the same time, raise these young men and women by showing them something different and being something different.
Yeah. And this is the generation that could truly make it happen. You said first generation money. Time is
now.
now.
This is why Governor Newsom said, you know what? Lyrics shouldn't be used as a confession. Sign the bill. This is why Hank Johnson and Jamal Bone said, you know what? We're going to put a federal act against what's going on. And I applaud. And guys, we're making legislation.
Yeah.
You got mayors and governors and presidents that love hip hop music, but they also love making change. And I believe I'm a change agent. I believe you're a change agent. And I will never criticize someone for doing their art. But I will have a conversation about being a better man or woman. And I want to be clear, Head Crack, that if you want to snitch on yourself, if you want to do something and do it, then your lyrics should be used. But the power of your vote changes laws, changes legislation that makes it better for us, and we have to evolve. We got archaic laws that's for hundreds of years ago, and we're in a digital age.
Yeah, that needs to be changed.
So what you need to do, what you need to do, get out and vote, make a difference. Grow up, pull your pants up. Don't use words that might offend other people, and operate out of love. And that's what I think everybody should. And when they hear this thing, know that I'm a father. I'm a human being that cares about our people, and I want to protect not only black art. I want to protect us. And part of protecting us is educating you on where I'm at in life, showing you what different things that I'm trying to do, and also exposing you to something. And I think people heard an intelligent conversation today, and I appreciate you guys, having me up.
Yeah, I
We appreciate you
pulling
for
up. You're
everything
always
you're
welcome
doing.
here, brother.
Yeah, everything you're doing, very commendable work. And we know you lied in some of your lyrics because, girl, we knew it wasn't true, actually.
So listen. By the way, it was true.
Was true.
I was in love at that. I was in love at that particular time. I'm not in love with the same woman now.
Oh,
but
okay. So it wasn't true.
It was true.
Okay.
Was
Just
true.
making sure.
How about this? The reason people felt the song and it sold 18 million copies is because it came from the place of truth.
Yeah.
And this gets
There
back
we
to
go.
me. I want to protect black art and their place of truth. And America needs to be called out for the things that are wrong in our society. And I think hip hop is always going to be on trial because we're putting oppression on trial. We're putting racism on trial, and we're constantly and in that we're not doing this a great job ourselves of changing, but we'll eventually get there. Believe me, the next 100 years of hip hop will be different than the first 50.
Looking
hope
forward
so.
to it, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you for continuing to fight the good fight, man. Kevin Liles right here. Be
Appreciate
sure
it.
you check
Appreciate
out
it.
the Petition, man, and continue to protect black art, all right?
And
Peace,
vote,
my brother.
and vote, and vote.
We are the morning hustle.